Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play and this is episode 51, and in today's episode we're going to be taking on the final one-make race for Nissan, which is the GTR meeting. For that of course we need a Nissan GTR. Now we could use the R34 that we used in a previous episode, we could use an R33, which I used in another previous episode as well, although technically it wasn't a GTR but still. So I've decided, in order to keep the variety up in this Let's Play, that for today's episode we are going to be using a R32, because it's the only model of GTR I haven't actually used yet. We're going to buy this one because it comes in the best colour, and that's literally the only reason why I'm buying this particular one. And there we go, we bought the car, so I'm going to do some upgrading to it, and I'll see you in a second, and then we'll jump into the race. So there we go, that is our R32 built up. It's not quite as insane as the R34, which was pushing, I believe, 794 horsepower. This is pushing a bit less, 600-ish. So yeah, it's still pretty mental. Anyways, let's get into the first race, which is of course for normal style vehicles on a random course. Oh yeah, there's also normal and racing styles, unlike the R34 meeting, which was only for normal cars. Anyway, race, let's go. Okay, we are at Row Night for the Nissan Skyline GTR meeting, so let's see how well we do here. There are many different generations of here. There's R32s, R33s, R34s. No 71, I can't quite remember all the letters that go after it, but the 1971 Skyline. That isn't here. Unfortunately, this car is extremely loud as well, I've just noticed that. It's got an extremely big turbo. In case you're wondering like where the Skylines actually get all their power from, they are all, you can stage 4 modify the turbos, which you don't really see on many cars in this game. Like the only ones I can think that actually have stage 4 turbos, and I can tell you this for a fact, are the Skylines. The 3000 GT I believe has a stage 4 turbo, and the Toyota GT1 road car. And that's basically it. The Toyota Supra might. I've never actually, I've owned Supras on this game before, obviously. I've never actually experimented with a Supra. And to be honest with you, I don't think I will be doing during this Let's Play, because, surprisingly enough, there's actually no one-make race series for the Toyota Supra in this game. There's a one-make race series for the Toyota Starlet and Toyota Altezza, which isn't actually a Toyota, it's a Lexus. But no, there is no one-make races for the Toyota Supra. It's another one of those weird ones. It's like how there's no one-make race for the Mustangs, even though it's the Mustang. They gave it to the Ford KA instead. I don't really understand quite how this game really decides what got a one-make race and what didn't, but there you go. Either way, GT2 appears like it's small mini cars, and I like the fact that it likes its small mini cars, because it means we're not constantly rushing around in Supras and stuff like this. As much as stuff like this is very nice, it's, you know, because you don't race around too much in these OP sort of big high power Skylines, it actually makes them more fun, because it means that you don't use them so much, so you don't get, you know, too used to them, you don't get bored of them. I mean, how, like, I could see how this could eventually get boring, but, you know, driving the R34, this drives very similar to the R34, which is just a lot of fun. As soon as you get on the brakes and go around the corner, this thing will just start sliding. It handles pretty much spot on. I will admit, the R34 is a better handling vehicle than this is, and that had more power. Again, if I was sensible, I could have bought the R34 along to this and saved myself some money. But, you know, what would be the fun for you guys? Also, there is another reason I've chosen the R32, which you will see in a second once we are done here at Row Night. Interestingly, this course came up before the Nissan Micra. I decided not to race around it with the Micras, because I like Row Night. I think this is a good course, but at the same time, you know, I'm not madly in love with it like the rest of the people in the GT community are, and I'm also not, you know, it's quite a big course. I found that out with the Honda Beat and several other small vehicles which we've had around here. So yeah, decided for the Micra, just sort of try and hold out and see what else I got. I got Trial Mountain in the end, which is about the same size as this, but it's a little less curvy, so therefore short lap times. Anyways, R32 has crossed the line. We didn't exactly blitz the field as much as I was quite expecting us to. As you can see, apparently the R33 is the slowest. So there you go. That answers the internal question. What is the slowest GTR? The answer is the R33. Although, of course, the 1971 model didn't come along for this. Anyways, we get 7,000 credits, which is fantastic, and I will see you in a second for racing modifications. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and racing modify the R32, and you'll see why I chose an R32, or more specifically, a 91 R32, because Calsonic race car. Oh yes, the R32 Calsonic race car, absolute amazing car. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So yeah, this is the one we're using for kind of obvious reasons. Anyways, let's head back to the events. It's going to be a race style event next, so let's get into it. For the racing style race, we hit Tahiti Road, and as you all know, I will never pass up a go on Tahiti Road. As you can see, there is quite a few R33s. A 1971 Skyline has shown up to this event. There's also the, I can't remember what model that is, but the BP Skyline showed up as well. The BP Skyline is the one that I would really like to go with for this episode, especially considering it'd be kind of apt. You know, BP, Tahiti, anyway. Slightly oil spill jokes. Anyways, but I couldn't get a hold of one, so I went with this, which, to be honest with you, this is much more legendary, in my opinion. I love the Calsonic Skyline. I think this is like the best paint job the Skyline race cars ever really had. I can't actually remember where this one was raced. Someone can tell me down below. I know the other livery for this car I really like. You don't get it in this game, unfortunately. But it's it raced at Bathurst, and it was like a reddish. It was a red race car with like yellow and white on it. Just Google like Bathurst Skyline R32. You'll see what I'm on about. It's a pretty cool looking race car. But yeah, the Calsonic Skyline is amazing. I just love the livery on it. I like this blue. I like the whole Calsonic livery all over it. It's pretty cool. I believe they brought this back for an R35 that raced in the Super GT 500 at some point. But as to anything else, I'm not too sure. And to be honest with you, I don't actually look into the liveries on these race cars, so I really don't know what Calsonic is. I know that sounds really stupid to some people, but it's like when people were saying about the whole sort of Rothmans Porsche livery, and you know, it wasn't actually the right livery on the 962 in Formula 6. I was like, what? You know, I always thought it was the correct livery on it, but apparently it isn't. It removed some cigarette sponsorship bollocks. So yeah. But anyways, Calsonic Skyline, pretty cool. We are going to understeer straight into the pit wall if I'm not careful. That was a bit hair raising. But there you go. Anyways, I managed to get through that in one piece, and we are across the line, of course. Right, it's the GTR Nismo. Yeah, that's why I couldn't get a hold of it. That's a pretty rare car. For whatever reason, the 71 Skyline is laying smack on the R33s. So there you go. We've really learned something today. Do not use the R33 Skyline. It's the worst, apparently, according to this. Anyways, we get 10,000 credits, which is about as much as you ever make from these, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so there you go. As you can see, that is both races of the GTR meeting complete, and that actually means we've done all of the one-make races over here in Nissan. For the next episode, we're going to be heading over to Tommy Kyra to compete in their one-make races. Hint, hint, there's not a lot of them. So anyways, friends, thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.